So today, on behalf of the NFL, and today on the behalf of Wilson, I'd like to present to you Coach Love with the 50th anniversary football.
As principal at Waco High School, and also we accept this in honor of Waco Independent School District. Thanks for this wonderful, wonderful gift. We appreciate you big time. Thank you, guys.
Hi, this is Dale Caffey with more of the great things happening at the Waco Independent School District. I'm on the campus of Waco High School. We've just had a special ceremony honoring an NFL product that was produced by Waco High School. Not only an NFL product, but an NFL product who played in Super Bowl 27.
27, yes, sir.
Very good. This is Lin Elliot. We also have Johnny Tusa, former coach here at Waco High School, now the athletic director, and a former coach and now principal, Ed Love, at Waco High School. This has been a great day. First of all, Lin, tell us a little bit about this football that you're holding.
You bet. This football is part of a program that the NFL has going on this year to honor the 50th anniversary of obviously the Super Bowl 50, but more importantly to honor the schools that grew the athletes that ultimately made it and played in a Super Bowl.
30 years ago you were playing here. Does it seem like yesterday?
28 years ago.
I'm sorry. You mentioned 30 earlier.
Yeah. No, at time again when I sat here, 30 years seemed like a long time. It goes by pretty quick, though.
Very good. Now, you've seen a lot come and go, but talk about your memories of Waco High School back in 1986.
Absolutely. My greatest memory of Waco High School is obviously the actual consolidation, where the three schools come into one. And at that point, obviously, that's when I got a chance to get to know Coach Tusa and Coach Love quite a bit better. We had a very successful year, but more importantly, we had a very successful team and group of people.
You were very successful kicking the football in high school. You went on to Texas Tech, and you're in the Texas Tech Hall of Fame, I understand. You're obviously in the Waco ISD Hall of Fame, and we appreciate that. You've done it all. You've been at a Super Bowl. Does it seem like a dream to you?
It really does. I don't know what I deserve. What I do know is that somehow or another I fumbled around. Like Coach Tusa called to say you're in the Waco ISD Hall of Fame. I figured I better go accept that award real quick before he changed his mind. When Texas Tech called to say that I was going to be, Rodney Allison called to say I was going to be in the Texas Tech, inducted in the Texas Tech Hall of Fame. I figured I better get down there as quick as I can. Things happen fast, and I don't know, again, what I deserve, but I do know that I worked hard, and somehow, the ball bounced right a few times, and then sometimes it didn't bounce right.
Sure. I was looking at some of your stats. I got to mention this from Texas Tech. 40 field goals in your career, that's 120 points, 100 extra points. You scored 220 points by yourself.
And that seemed like a lot back then. Now, you see guys and they score that in about 3 or 4 games. But back then we ran the ball, and did it the old-fashioned way. When you scored 21 points in the game, that was a big deal. But no, we made a few field goals and a few extra points back then.
Very good. Coach Johnny Tusa, back in 1986, you remember it well. What do you remember most fondly about Lin Elliot?
Well, I remember, Dale, a conversation that Lin and I had. Lin was quite an accomplished soccer player back in those days, and actually he had played some wide receiver. But after we watched him kick for a while, I think Lin and I had this conversation. I said, I think I'm going to keep you out of that contact. I think your leg's going to be too valuable for us, and we just want you to be the best kicker that you can be. And it was something along that line. And as Lin alluded to, we won 9 games that year and almost won 10. We got beat 29-28 and the only loss that we had. But what a great beginning, what a great start that we had, and Lin was a big part of that.
Very good, very good. Well, I know that you're going to cherish this being at Waco High School and being at Waco ISD. Talk a little bit about what this ball means to you.
Well, it's it's unbelievable, really and truly, when the NFL came out and we got the letter that this was going to happen. I called Lin to see what this was all about. It was, you never know what you got until you start researching that a little bit to see what it really is. But for the NFL to honor the high schools, and the amazing thing about that, Dale, is that's where this all gets started. Those guys that you watch on Sunday, somewhere played on Saturday, somewhere played on Friday, and last couple of days ago we had junior high games, and you've got to envision those guys coming up. So the roots are planted in the junior highs and the high schools, middle schools, and it's just phenomenal to me that Waco and Waco High School in particular is blessed to have someone like Lin who was blessed enough to have performed in a Super Bowl. It's just unfathomable.
And we're going to talk about that Super Bowl because we failed to do that earlier. That was Super Bowl 27 as a Dallas Cowboy, a convincing victory, a great season. What do you remember most about that?
Well, I remember that as a young kid growing up, I was a Dallas Cowboy fan. I assume we all were. I definitely was. And to walk out there and to be on that star, to be in Texas Stadium, probably one of the greatest feelings that I ever had. And then as the season progressed, next thing you know, we're pretty good. We get to the playoffs. We have a tough game going to Candlestick Park to play the San Francisco 49ers. Somehow we got through them, and then we're in the Super Bowl, and I look up and the score's 52-17. So it was a blur, but it was an amazing blur.
And you got to play with some of the most famous names in the history of the NFL.
Well, I did. When I was giving a speech a while ago, I played with 10 Hall of Famers, throughout my career. Not 10 All-Pros, but 10 Hall of Famers. And, when you look at a few on the Cowboy, you're talking about the Troy Aikmans and the Emmitt Smiths and the Michael Irvins. But then you go over to the Kansas City Chiefs, and you got the Joe Montanas, you got the Marcus Allens and the Derek Thomases. So, at the end of the day, there was 10 total, and that was great to see the work ethic and obviously the greatness that those players had.
Very good. Going to turn now and talk to Ed Love, the principal of Waco High School, who is holding firmly the box that the ball came in with a lot of pride. And I know you do that because you were coaching here also back in '86 and have been here ever since. And Lin was referring to the fact that there are some people that are constant in his life and the life of Waco High, and Coach Tusa and you are two of those.
That's correct. I just want to say I am very happy to know this young man and to have worked with Coach Tusa. And the next thing is he played for two of my favorite teams. He played for the Waco High Lions and the Dallas Cowboys.
What does this mean to you?
I mean, this is I think this is huge, to first of all know him and to win a Super Bowl and come right here from Waco High School. I mean, and the school where I'm the principal at. Man, this is huge for me. I don't have the words to express how much it means to me. Yeah.
Very good. I know that you're very proud, and congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Once again, we're on the campus of Waco High School honoring Lin Elliot, honoring this school for producing Lin Elliot. It's been a great day in Lion Country.